it's Olivia and welcome back to Live in Literature. Thank you so much for all the love and support I've received on my last few videos, and if you want to, do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and send this video to your friends so that they can see more about my channel. For those of you who watched my last video, a Court of Silver Flames book review, thank you so much. I know that video was super long and super obnoxious, and I'm still eager to have a discussion with anyone who wants to talk about the book with me. I would be happy to discuss the book. It's still lingering on my mind. I'm still thinking about it every day after I've read it.
Sheldon, when was the last time you got any sleep?
I don't know, 2-3 days, not important. I don't need sleep. I need answers.
So I would love to talk about it with some people. Okay guys, today's the day. It is March officially. Thank goodness we finally made it. For some reason, this month of February felt so fetching long, but I thought that we would do a February wrap-up book review for all the books that I've read in the month of February.
I only read 4 books this month. I know, shocking. I am kind of disappointed in myself, if I'm being honest.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
But I did only get through 4 books this month. Yeah, some people would be like,
Only 4? Like, that's so many.
and some people are like,
Only 4, that's pathetic.
if they enjoy the books that I'm going to talk about, I will be linking the descriptions for the author and where you can buy the books on Amazon in my description below if you want to check these books out. But let's get started. So the 4 books that I read this month were the Shadow Games trilogy, which includes Ace of Shades, King of Fools, Queen of Volts, and it was this trilogy. And then of course I read A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. And this will be my non-spoiler review for this book. So my last video was a complete and full spoiler review. This one will be a non-spoiler review of the book so that people can know what it's about if they don't want to get spoiled. So these are the books I'm going to be talking about today, and I'm so excited to share them with you. I want to talk about the Shadow Games trilogy first. It's these 3 books. Hello, the Shadow Games trilogy. Also, let's not talk about how these 2 are in paperback and this one's in a hardback. I don't want to hear it in the comment section, okay?
There's no need to shout.
I'm not shouting!
I bought these 2 in the paperback, and they didn't sell the 3rd one in the paperback like I wanted, and so I had to buy it in the hardback because I'm not willing to wait till September to get the paperback.
We're not going to talk about it. I'm already upset.
All right, I am. I'm shouting, I'm shouting, I'm shouting!
First of all, Amanda Foody's Shadow Games trilogy. What a trilogy. I haven't read something like this in such a long time, and it gives me kind of Stephanie Garber's Caraval vibes, kind of, in the way that it's like more, it's very twisty, it's very like dark, but also like with like these, this like dark romances and like these like tricks and games and like twists and turns that you're not expecting. It gives me very much Caraval vibes, and so if you like Stephanie Garber's Caraval trilogy, I feel like the Shadow Games trilogy is one you are going to want to read. It is fantastic. I absolutely love the trilogy. As a whole, I would rate the trilogy
Probably like a
4 stars. The trilogy as a whole, I would give like 4 stars. So the first one, Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. I absolutely died over this book.
Tell me something I don't know.
To give you a quick premise of the book, Ace of Shades, it is about a girl named Ensalta who goes to New Rains, aka the City of Sin, to find her missing mother, who has gone missing pretty recently in the past month. So Ensalta is kind of an upscale, like very preppy girl. She goes to a finishing school.
I have direction.
Yeah, towards the mall.
She's about to graduate and enter society, as you know they did like in the 1800s and whatnot. And she's supposed to be in contact with this man named Levi Glacier. And Levi is a gangster. He is king of the Irons, which
Is like, basically, he's the head gang leader of this gang of Irons, which is like his gang.
Oh, right. The poison for Cusco. The poison chosen specially to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison.
And so this like preppy upscale girl gets paired up with this guy who's like this young man who's like king of the Irons and street lord, and basically they have to work together to find her mother, but they're both kind of using each other in a way.
What? What do you mean you're not lucky? You lied to me?
To like get what they want. And as the book progresses,
things start to heat up, if you know where I'm going with this.
Why is it so hot in here?
and it gets really, really crazy and really, really good.
She's really good.
Ace of Shades in general, I thoroughly enjoyed. I actually really, really liked the book. I thought it was really fast paced. I thought that it had like good humor. I liked the characters. I found them likable. I loved the magic system. The magic system in this book is way cool.
Basically, it's like every person has talents that they're like born with, like that go down through generations of families, and so In this book, you have a main talent, and then you have a split talent, and that's like your weaker talent. And so everyone has like main talents and split talents in this world, and so they use those talents to like get by and to do things.
Like, there's some creepy talents, don't get me wrong. There's some really creepy ones that like people use, and you're just
It's like, oh, it's like revolting, like, cannot even stand.
You disgust me.
And there are some really beautiful ones that like I really like. So there's like a brief description of the talents for you. I really liked the first book. I thought that it was perfectly paced. I liked that the characters were slowly making progress in a different direction. I always like when characters like make up and down like strides to like try and do something. I was really proud of them for that, especially because like the story is mainly focused on N and Levi. And I was really compelled by both of their characters. I really liked N's character. I liked that she was like this super like uptown girl. I was kind of like, in the beginning I was kind of like, ugh, you're kind of annoying because you're just like,
Oh, I'm too prim and proper to like help her do anything.
You're what the French call les incompetents.
but she really like took advantage. She really just was like, you know what, like I'm here, and she slowly like morphed into this world. And I really liked that she took like that Amanda Foody like took her character in that direction where she was able to like hold on to herself, but also morph into this like new life that she's like starting like in the city of sin.
'Cause darling, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream.
I absolutely died over Levi's character. Levi was just a gem. Like, he's
Charming, sweet, slick. He's a con man and a street lord.
he just wants to be like the big man, big boss man. And
then I'll be honest, he's hot, and it's sorry. You know,
Oh no, he's hot!
He's hot. And so you're just like, wow, like Levi, like you're just the best.
God, you're a fox! Hey, y'all look pretty good in your frocks. How about when I get back, we all strip down to our socks?
overall, the first book was a totally fun ride. I thoroughly enjoyed this first book. And so I have to give Amanda Foody's Ace of Shades a 4 stars out of 5. I think it's a really fun, fast-paced book. I could have used
a little bit more of the romance, just a little bit more.
Let me add a little bit of spice to that.
I will say, spoiler alert, if you want to read this book, do not listen to what I'm about to say. Spoiler alert, there's no kiss. They never kiss in the first book, and it's so fetching annoying. I was like, they were so close so many times, and I'm just like,
yes, just right now.
And they don't, and it's so annoying. And I was just kind of annoyed at that. I was just like,
Are you kidding me? You're gonna make me wait until the second book? Really? You're just gonna hold out on me so they don't get to kiss in the first one?
so annoying.
Shut up, you're so annoying!
I was kind of annoyed, but whatever. But overall, an excellent read. Amanda Foody, she outdid herself on this one. Now we have King of Fools, the second book by Amanda Foody. I loved this one. I thought it was amazing. In this one, we get multiple perspectives. So in the last one, we had 2 perspectives. We have N's perspective and Levi's. In this one, we get Jack's perspective. And I'm here for it. And I absolutely love Jack. I like fell in love with him in this book. I thought he was so sweet and so down to earth. We got to know more about his character. In this book, in this one, I would say that the more of the religious system, like the more of the religion of the world like came out. In this one, we start to see that like the legends that like we hear about in this first book are becoming more real in this one. In this one, everything becomes more solidified. I'm not going to give you the plot summary of book 2 because I don't want to ruin like what happened in the end of book 1 to talk about book 2, but like you get the gist.
Basically, things are still progressing. Ed and Levi are still working together. Things are still like chugging along. Like things are slowly getting more and more discovered. Like we're learning more things about the world. We're learning more things about their past, especially with Jack. Jack gets way more like screen time in this book than he did in the last one. I love it.
But I didn't love this one as much as I loved the first one or the third one. I gave this book 3 stars out of 5 because I just thought it was a lot weaker. I thought that she started coming up with like weird excuses for people to have conflicts in this one. It kind of annoyed me, if I'm being honest. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but she did something at the end of this book that made me really mad.
What did you do?
Okay, there, fine, I said it. I'm mad because she did something at the end of this one that made me freaking pissed off.
No, I'm mad at you because I love you.
I cried. I cried at the end of this one. It made me mad. I'm not going to say what, but it made me mad. And of course, the last one in hardback. We're not talking about it. Queen of Bolts, the 3rd book. What a finale. This book, just like, the way that the second one ends, like, everything just goes to crap and you're just like so shook by it and you're just like, oh my gosh. In this book, we have multiple POVs. We get 5 POVs in this book, which I'll be honest is a little hard to keep track, and that's why like my rating is a little bit different. But anyways, we get 5 POVs in this book. We get the introduction of a new character who we've never even heard from before, really. And we get to hear from a couple of people that like you wouldn't really even expect to hear from, which I actually really enjoyed. I wasn't expecting to hear from some people that I was
Like, what? Like, you get a POV? Interesting.
Very interesting.
This book is super fast paced. I'll be honest, similarly to King of Fools, it had a lot of moments for me that like I felt like she was just creating unnecessary conflict between people, especially Anne and Levi. I felt like she created so much unnecessary conflict between them that I was like, oh my gosh, like, aren't we done with this? Like, didn't we do enough of the unnecessary in the last book? Like, why do we have to keep doing this? Like, I don't understand.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.
So similarly to King of Fools, I thought it was fast-paced, super adventurous. The romance was great. I thought it was really fun, but I thought that she kind of sped through her ending, and I would have liked her to have taken a longer time to resolve the ending. And so for that reason, I give this book 3.5 stars out of 5. I'll give it a 3.5. I really enjoyed it, but like I also was kind of like, ending was a little bit of a cop-out. You kind of sped through it. It wasn't my most favorite thing how it ended, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I really enjoyed getting to the end and like working our way there, and like I was like here for it. Like, I was rooting for the characters. It was really, really good. It just gets a 3.5 for me. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, because I know you guys, you SJM fans. Here is my non-spoiler review of A Court of Silver Flames. And isn't she pretty?
She's huge, but she's so beautiful.
Oh, she's so gorgeous. Just kidding. I think her cover's fetching ugly.
Why you gotta be so rude?
But she's so pretty though. The inside of her is beautiful. Like, what's on the inside is what counts, you know?
Like so many things, it is not what is outside, but what is inside that counts.
This book rocks.
Like, it rocks so hard. Oh gosh, it rocks hard.
It hits you in every emotional level. Like, it hits you in,
Whoever has a dreams that you
pushes on every emotional button in your body. Like, it'll touch grief, it'll touch despair, it'll touch depression, it'll touch happiness, it'll touch joy, it'll touch pain, it'll touch suffering. Like, it touches all the emotional buttons.
Whoa, no touchy. No touchy. No touch.
It was really like a whirlwind of a book for me. So similarly to a lot of Sarah J. Maas books, I thought her beginning was just like a little bit too dragged out. Beginning is a little bit slow. Like, it kind of like takes a while to drag through. And normally I don't really mind that. Like, I don't mind like a slowish start, but for some reason it really took a long time, like almost more than halfway through the book to really like get things going with this one.
To give you guys a quick plot summary of A Court of Silver Flames, this book is all about Nesta Archon and after what happens in the Great War. So Nesta basically is in a place of deep depression and sadness and like self-loathing. She hates herself, it's a whole thing. Basically, Feyre and the other Inner Court people are sick and tired of like her behavior and how she's been acting, and so they basically send her off to the Illyrian camps to go and train with Cassian. And basically work in the libraries underneath the, inside the mountain, like in the underground libraries. So this book is all about Nesta's journey and also her relationship with Cassian.
And if you weren't already familiar,
Cassian is like,
I don't want to see you.
We belong together.
This book is all about their relationship. It's like all about, mostly though, it is about Nesta's journey. And I will say that when I started this book series, or started this book, I was not a fan of Nesta. I didn't like her. I thought she was rude. I thought she was a heinous witch. I thought that she was cruel and like angry at the world for no reason. And after reading this book, I
was in love with her. Like, I loved her. I truly fell in love with her.
I think that she has one of the strongest overarching character arcs of all of the her characters. I think that Sarah J. Maas developed a really beautiful relationship for her and Cassian. And I think that the book as a whole was very well written. Surprisingly enough, I can't give this book 5 stars out of 5 stars.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Shocking, I know, but I just can't. There were a couple of issues I had with the book. Number one, the slow start, like I talked about. I thought the start was just like really freaking slow, like we were just really dragging it out.
Are we there yet?
We get there when we get there.
My other issues. So, the physical intimacy.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I'm gonna take my clothes off.
There was some spice in this book. There was some heat. There were some moments that I was like, whew.
Getting hot in here, is it just me?
But for those of you who are familiar with Sarah J. Maas, you know that she likes to include a little bit of spice. I would say this one overreaches all expectations of spice that she originally puts in a book. I would say, for me, I loved it. I was here for it. I was like, yes. But I thought that she put a little bit too much, and that it kind of took away from the emotional connection that I wanted her to make, that I wanted Nesta and Cassian to make. I thought that, like, don't get me wrong, it was beautiful and wonderful and amazing. But I just thought she had a little bit too much of that in there and not enough of an emotional, mental connection with Nesta and Cassian. And I would have liked to have seen more of that. And so, for that reason, I gave A Court of Silver Flames 4.5 stars out of 5. It is very well written. I am a huge fan of the new characters that we met in this book. Oh my gosh, I could talk forever about the new characters that were introduced in this book. There's some stuff going down. I'm really freaking excited. But for a couple of those reasons, for like the lack of emotional connection that I wanted, and for also like the lengthiness of like the beginning, and I just wish that more of the stuff that had happened at the end, like more of that kind of stuff happened in like the more of it, I give this book 4.5 stars out of 5. It is an excellent read. It's a Sarah J. Maas book. It's a one of a kind. They're always amazing. Like she really does outdo herself every single time. I just can't give it my like
over ecstatic, like usual, like 5 stars, 1,000 stars out of like 10, 5, whatever.
Like normally I'm like, whoa, 1,000,000 stars, you get all the stars. Like it's a 5 stars of me, dog, you know?
All right, so yo, dog, there's some good stuff and some bad stuff here. All right, here we go.
Kind of thing, but like this one, I couldn't really give my like full 5-star rating to a Sarah J. Maas book because it just didn't like I said this in my spoiler, I said this one in my spoiler review, it didn't exceed my expectations, it just kind of met them, and I wish it had exceeded. So those were all the books for my February wrap-up. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you will check out these authors, Sarah J. Maas and Amanda Foody, down in the links below. I will definitely link their books and link their websites so that you guys can check them out. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I'm so glad that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do not forget to like and comment and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!